Hey guys, Brian and PS4 Trophies. I'm going to show you the locations of all 71 collectibles in Chapter 2. This is the Vikings Chapter, and we're going to cover all 6 missions here from 2.1 all the way down to 2.6. Now we're going to look for observables and breakables. And we're going to start off with 2.1, raiding the raiders. Now this is actually all just one long cut. So from the beginning where you spawn in, I've cleared a lot of the enemies. You want to take this, I believe it's the second little path here to the left. If you look straight down there, you see the L1 prompt. Go ahead, hit that for your first observable. We are going to now continue up the path here. We got an archer tower right in front of us, another one on fire behind that, and we're going to look to the path to the right. And if you look up in the middle of the air, there's the L1 prompt. So we're going to go ahead and observe that. That is number 2 of 8. Turn around, kind of go up the hill just a little bit, enter the first path here to the right. You have to blow open that gate that's there with fire, and we're going to break open the pots to get our first of 3 breakables. Now we're not going to go up the hill just yet. We're going to stay on this level, so we're going to go straight across, and on the left hand side we're going to see a low hanging roof. Once you see that, you'll see the little glowing indication of the observable, so go ahead and hit L1 when prompted. And we're going to just kind of go back up a little bit, go up the path here now. And you're going to see some pots to the left. Of course, we're going to break those open and get our second breakable of this mission. Alright, so continue up the hill, and you're going to see, we don't want to go up yet, but halfway down this path, you're going to see on the ground next to all these bodies another observable. So go ahead and hit L1, and then we're going to continue up the path here on the left side. And here, if you look to the left, you see that wheel. The wheel, if you look directly at it, you'll be prompted to observe that. That is number 5. We have 2 more observables real close by on this level before we go up any higher. You see the stone here that's painted red. We're going to go up the stairs next to it in just a moment, but continue past that. Look up at the windmill. Halfway up is our next observable. Just 2 more left here, so let's go up the stairs here by the red stone, and there's the ending point right there, the ending building where we're going to end this mission. Right above the front door is the observable, and then if you turn right around, got the last breakable pot. Go ahead and pick that up, and let's go ahead and move on to 2.2, Viking Diplomacy. Alright, so from the very start of this mission, actually, interestingly, you have to turn around in order to find your first 2 observables. So just to your right, if you turn around, you'll find 1. Continue backwards, backtrack a little bit further. In front of that door is number 2. So now we're going to go follow this path here to the left. This is the section where you need to free prisoners. There's 2 areas in which you do that. So right there was a stone statue, another face statue. So there's a 3rd observable right there near the beginning. Then follow the left path here. You're going to clearly see some pots right here. So go ahead and break that open. 1 of 5 on that. Go into the tower. This is where there is going to be some prisoners for you to free. But when you're up here, you're going to see some pots. So we're going to go ahead and break those open. I've cleared the most of the enemies in this area, so already you won't see them, but there will be one there, as well as the prisoners are right there as well. Break open those pots, exit it on the left side. You can break some more pots for number 3. So now we're going to head back down. We're going to head over towards the area where the next prisoner will be located. Here's those pots we broke earlier. So we're going to continue down the right side. You're seeing another stone, a big tall stone rock there is painted red. You're going to look at that for that next observable. Now we're going to continue the path that's to the right of it, and you're going to see on the left hand side, you're going to see a little contraption there with the L1. Observe that, and just past that is going to be some more pots. Break those open, pick up your, I think these are the 4th breakable. There we go. Now head towards where the prisoners are located. Now on the left hand side, you're going to see a tree. If you look directly at it, you'll be able to observe that. So right there. Now you're going to get ambushed by some enemies at this point, just like I did. So once you clear them all out, past the tree, past the prisoners, is going to be some pots right in front of you. And that'll do it for 2.2. So now we're going to head over to 2.3, and this is wood, iron, and steel. Now from this one, as soon as you enter the main area, I, again, cleared a lot of the enemies that are already out from this area. But go down one level here. We're going to go down that ramp in a second. But before you do, turn around to the left to find some breakables for you. Find one in there. Now we're going to continue down the ramp. And we're going to link all of these together, just like we've done in the past couple missions. A lot of these missions are relatively small areas, so it's not hard to find a lot of these. We'll go inside of this building. We're going to find a breakable inside these pots. And there's also an observable in this exact room. So before you exit out that back side of this area, turn around on the back side of this post, right there.
Once the Blackstones were pushed out of
Alright, so now we're going to leave. The next section here has a whole bunch of enemies waiting for you. But if you once you clear them out, look at the front top of the boat there.
The Vikings like
So you're going to have to look up for that.
why they decorate their ships with monsters.
Now we're just going to continue down under here. When you go under here, got a little bridge. Look to the right in the water for an observable.
The Vikings had built up their settlements.
Alright, continue onwards, and once you enter this building, immediately to the right is some pots. Break those open for a breakable. Now we're going to head back up here where the ballistics are located. Now I used the ballistics to clear out the enemies that are here, to cross over this into this little tower directly in front of us. As soon as you enter this tower, turn around and look above the door. See right there is an observable. Now we're going to go ahead and come back the way we just came, but take a pit stop here to the left. We're going to walk over this onto the ship, find the pots right here to break those open. And no need to kill the rest of these guys, so we're going to head back again the way we came. But as we come here, look in the tower right in front of you, halfway up. You will see a little L1 prompt, and that is all the observables for 2.3. But over by the gate controls, where you got to open the gate, just opposite of those are some pots. Break those open for the final collectible in 2.3. Moving on to 2.4, up the beach. There's actually nothing early in this mission. You're actually going to go quite a distance before you get here, but when you get to the objective where you need to open the fortress gate, this is actually after you scale the wall. After you get to this objective here, continue onwards. A bunch of enemies here, clear them out. You need to go veer off to the right and down, but before you do, come back here. And that contraption you can observe. So from there, we're going to go and open the gate. Being careful of this guy here, but we'll get to the ladder. Scoot down. Go ahead and interact with our objective. With that objective complete, we're just going to continue onwards here. We're going to cross this little red bridge. And we need to go off to the left, but instead we have to go to the right to get the collectible. So make sure you go right instead before you go left.
The sea fort of the samurai.
We'll go ahead and observe that. Now we're going to go the way we're supposed to. Once you get over here, you're going to see a gigantic chain you can slide down. Once you drop down, just keep following the path around. You got another ladder right in front of us. So we're going to drop down this ladder. As soon as we drop down this ladder, we're going to actually go at this drawbridge right here where your teammates are coming across. There's an observable up high. So go grab that. Now we're going to continue the path here. Now we're actually going to see the ladder right in front of us. Instead of just staying on the low ground and heading left like we probably should, we're going to go climb up. Now once we're up here, a bunch of people on this bridge, but we're going to clear this out here. And if we look to the right, you see a mast of a ship out there in the distance. That is your next observable. There's another one you can get from this exact location. So we're just going to rotate our camera around, and underneath the red bridge out there in front of us, out there in the way distance, you might have to kind of move your character around in order to get the trigger. But there it is. Now there's one more. And we're going to go down here. We're getting to where the end of this mission is, and you'll see it right in front of us there. Unfortunately, I did not grab it before the cutscene. So if that happens to you, you're just going to have to backtrack just a little bit before you take on the little boss there. Backtrack, and there is the next to the, we're actually above the body, is the final observable. So let's go ahead to 2.5, Reconnaissance. This has, I think 22 total collectibles. A lot of them don't have many, but this one has a ton. And as soon as you start, right above you, look for the hanging bodies, observe those, and then take left. And then follow this path. Go up here, you're going to see a ship, and there's going to be an enemy inside the ship, and the belly of the ship here is also an observable. And then just past this is going to be some pots. So there's the observable we just got. Now we're going to continue down here. There's going to be some pots. Now there's a section, a point here where you're going to actually possibly miss collectibles if you proceed too far, because the game will actually load in to a new area. I'll point it out once we get there, so you got to be careful not to proceed too far. You don't want to complete one of the objectives until you get all the collectibles. Continue on, you're gonna reach the source of the alarm. Right here at the base of the tower is a shield you can observe, L1. That's also where the first set of prisoners are located. Actually, I think there's only one set. Continue on around, you'll find another stone face there to the left. I've just observed it. Then back here you're gonna see a gate. You can't actually go through that gate, but back in the corner here you see some pots. We're gonna break those open for another breakable. Now we're going to go head towards the docks. After you free the prisoner, you're going to be told to reach the docks. So that's where we're headed. But on the way, you got some breakables right here. Now there's a little hidden area. Once you go past here, you're supposed to kind of go off to the left there. That's the path you're supposed to go. But if you go over to the right, you'll see a pond. And in the pond is a boat. If you look at that, you can observe it. Now we're going to go around the tree. You're not going to go under that tree. Instead, we're going to go to the right. You see some building. Now, here is the checkpoint where you can't complete. You do not want to kill the enemies that are marked. If you do, you'll miss out on these collectibles. So just skip them, run around them, whatever you need to do. Break the pots behind this set of enemies here. And then we need to continue down and around, and we're going to get another breakable as well as an observable. So make sure you don't kill the enemies that are targeted with the objective marker. Because once you do, you'll leave this area and load into a new one. So there's some pots at the end of this path, as well as right next to it is an observable. Alright, so finish that objective, you'll be loaded into this new area here. If you missed any, you're going to have to restart the entire mission from the beginning. We're going to reach the monastery. We got a dude that's going to meet us on the bridge. He's going to fall off the bridge. Alright, stay along the right edge. You'll see a body on the ground to the right. You want to observe this.
Whoever the lone scout was,
and then follow the path again to the right. Once you get up here, you want to turn left. And inside of this building is going to be some more pots for you to break. Now once you've done that, exit this room. It'll be to my left here in a second. Exit the room, swing around to the left, you'll find some more pots. There's 10 breakables in this mission, far more than any other. Up to this point, at least. Alright, so now that we broke those, we're going to continue. Go to this little courtyard area. You got the statue in the center. The top of it is an observable. And then come up here. We're going to push this guy off. We're going to go ahead and push the other guy off. You want to stand here and look out in the distance. You see it faintly out there? Hit L1. And follow it around the outside here. We're kind of going clockwise around this area. Got this contraption here you can investigate, so go ahead and L1. Now the objective is to reach the top. You do not want to go to the top just yet. You want to finish out all the collectibles. And we're almost there. We've got some pots here. Get another breakable. Continue around. We're going again clockwise around this entire lower area. Now you'll see some pots here to the left, and there's also an observable. They're in the exact same spot. So break those open, and then observe this.
The daimyo in the mire claim to be at peace.
And we got another set of pots. Go down, again clockwise around this area.
To fight so many battles.
Look over here to the left for another set. That is the final breakable in this mission. Now we're going to go get the final observable. Don't go up those stairs there. Go down here to the right instead. Look to the left and you'll see a jail cell. That is the location of the observable.
Prisoner dishonors them.
So now we're going to go to the final mission, 2.6, the Great Raid. This is a very linear area, so you're not going to get lost, thankfully. But at the very beginning, we're going to get off the main path here, take a little side path to the right, and we'll find some pots down here. With that secure, we're going to actually head back to the start. Go back onto the main path. You're going to see another contraption here to the right. So investigate that. Now you're going to see a red statue on the left side of the path just ahead between the two flaming pots. That is our second observable. Now from there, I'm actually going to just turn to the right and go up the stairs. The top of these stairs are going to be breakables to the left, and in just a moment we're going to actually cross the bridge. Alright, so cross the bridge here, stay up top. In front of you got a bell. That is our observation target. Now we're going to go down a level, but we're going to stay along the left side here. We're not going to stay on the main path on the left one here. Straight ahead, you can see the pots right in front of us. Alright, so back onto the main path. Breakable is right in front of you. You also see another path winding around up on the right side here, and that is where we're going next. So we're going back up top from the right side of the path. And up here, you're going to see a tree. We're going to investigate the tree, observe that, and you'll also see some breakables just to the left here, the base of the tree. So, got two of them right here. And a bunch of enemies will swarm you, so be careful. Alright, so the last two, very simple. You're going to get to the end of the main path here. And you see the gate in front of us. The observable is right at the top of the gate. And there's some breakables just to the left of that. That, my friends, is all 71 collectibles in the Vikings chapters, 2.1 through 2.6. Make sure you guys subscribe, and we'll see you in the Samurai.